And we are back, baby.
Oh my gosh, what an unbelievable season premiere. It's not even done. We've had twist after twist after twist. Mike and I are like dehydrated. We're low-cal, but we are not giving up until we finish strong.
Hold
with
on
the
a second.
oopsies.
We're on YouTube, so I gotta keep the people.
You better hide that hair.
Yeah. Oof. So Keith, one of your favorite segments was Mike has 30 seconds to
remember what just happened.
remember
on the
what
show.
just happened on the show.
Mike has 30 seconds to remember what the rest of the sentence is.
And you really enjoyed it, and so because you liked it, I have to clearly stop doing it.
Of course.
And I thought, 30 seconds was just too long. It gave me too much time to expound all the details. How could I truncate that time and try to stuff more exposition and explanation into a shorter, less informative format?
It's already pretty uninformative.
But how can I make it less informative? And in addition to that, how can I work in the new thing I'm going for, which is pause, meditation, and contemplation, and to work out my artistic pursuits. Now, Keith, not long ago, I finished a video game where I was in feudal Japan. And part of this was I was going all over the map, and I was murdering people, and I was avenging my folks, and katana-ing, and also sometimes sitting down and writing haikus, Keith.
Oh.
And I found the haiku art form to be just so... It's always beautiful. So what I decided was, Keith, perhaps every episode, while we're watching the episode, I should have to craft a haiku that will summarize artistically that you can parse out enough information from in a new segment I like to call... Oops, I didn't hit the button.
I can't hear it.
In a new segment I like to call...
Yes. Oh, you rubbed Jen into that.
It's so loud.
Oh, no.
Oh, goddamn, was that loud?
Oh, my God. That is... I think, first off, you should explain the rules of a haiku to our audience.
Well, haiku is a 3-stanza poem. The only rules are the first stanza has 5 syllables, the second stanza has 7 syllables, and the third closing stanza has another 5 syllables. And so, Keith, as you can, I want to show everybody, I really was going for it. And
oh, wow.
Lots of notes and crossing outs. And the twists, I had some good stuff going, and then the twists really...
They twisted you.
So here's the first ever season 6, episode 1, HaikOOpsy.
Ooh, okay.
Let's get to...
So stupid.
Senator, a dad. Can charisma trump justice? A wife's murder clothes.
Dude, that's amazing. Fantastic.
There you go.
That's
So,
I'm very impressed. That's an excellent haiku.
yeah, well, there you go. Do you think it covers enough of the bases for the episode? Does it summarize it correctly?
I think I got it. I got it.
All right.
Now, here's my question. Did you know that one of my Star Trek podcasts also haikus episodes?
No.
For real. The
one that we...
a different one.
Okay.
It's one about about Star Trek Voyager, where 2 of the cast members who are in it, they do a recap sort of just like this, but they also haiku the episodes. That's crazy.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Well, good. Then it stays in theme with us ripping shit from other podcasts. So
From Star Trek podcasts, no less. Wow.
And this has been...
with the pan flute, no less. Are you coughing at the end of that?
Well, it was very early when I sang.
Well, yeah, I'm all right. So here's where you just took a lot of extra work for yourself, and I'm going to make it worse.
Okay.
Because I'm going to send you a template, but then you have to you have to spell out the HaikOOpsy in an Instagram post.
Oh, okay.
So
I could also just send it to you, and you could make the post.
No. You know how many freaking posts I make now?
Okay, send me the template. I'll put it in the scroll, and then we'll add it to the Instagram.
Yes, there it is.
Okay, perfect.
Amazing.
Okay.
Well, that's great. I really look forward to the 2.5 weeks we're going to keep doing that. But what we will do every week is this.
Out of Practice Podcast, in unofficial, unsolicited, unfactual association with David E. Kelly Productions, proudly present
Oopsie.
the Oopsies! Celebrating excellence in acting good, lawyering good, guesting good, and being Tom Brady. Not to mention, this is where we rate the episode and stuff. Now, here are your hosts, Keith and Mike.
What the hell are the oopsies?
Well, Jackie, there are fake awards show that we do at the end of every episode, throwing out exclusive hardware like the Most
Here's the thing. I mean, the truth of the matter is that the Keith family really lawyered themselves a great plan here. A real great plan. Eleanor, Jimmy, Eugene, the whole firm really just were all kinds of too many steps behind. You know what I mean? They put forth, I guess, the best case they could. They had some great crosses in there. Helen definitely didn't catch the murderer. And, I mean, it's tough for this episode. It really is. I like our new guy. I like I forget his name or his character name. Alan
Lowe.
Alan. I don't know. You talk to me.
All right. Well, here's my feeling. I don't think the family did that good at all. I think they were very smart people doing very dumb things. The way they tried to, if you're going to do a cover up, you have to cover it all the way up, as opposed to keep getting caught and having to reveal the onion a little bit more, where the story that they gave would have worked if they hadn't tried to cover up stuff. If they hadn't washed the clothes and taken the showers and gotten rid of the GSR, like all that kind of stuff, they had a plausible story that if they'd all stuck to it, probably would have worked. So they kind of fucked that up. I think that, frankly, given the hand that she was dealt, I thought Eleanor did a really good job. And she was not in a position to win necessarily. Nobody was in a position to win because of the way this family handled it. So it really comes down to how good was your lawyering. And I think Eleanor's opening was great. I think her crosses were great. I think she handled what was thrown at her really well, even though she really never had a chance. So that's my vote. My vote's for Eleanor.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't. They didn't present us with anything that Helen did, to turn the.
Well, Helen made the colossal mistake of ruling out the wife on night one before she had any idea what was happening. She ruled out the actual murderer. So I think Helen fucked it big time.
All right, so because I can't come up with a strong argument for anybody, we're gonna have to go with Keith's. Eleanor didn't fuck up that bad, so she gets the MVL.
Eleanor didn't fuck up that bad. But you know who did? Already famous cause you've been on TV, getting a paycheck, or the first entry on your IMDb. Way to go, but you're the best guest actor. You are the best guest actor. You are the best guest actor on the episode.
Yes. Gay senator for the win. He kept his gayness closeted to us, the audience, until, in fact, he never came. His wife outed him to Eleanor, and we just
That's true.
voyeured our way into that information. But yes, we must. Actually, he was just a great actor. I can't think of his name to award him, but I'm sure Keith will expound. Talk about a great performance. I mean,
Yeah.
Some of those shots just. I felt for him as a father at the end there. I really thought he was taking one for the team. I felt for him as a bad guy when he was giving me the stink eye and when he was talking to Eleanor. Just showing all kinds of colors and ranges and never chewed any scenery. Everything was grounded. And in the end, every moment where he got to flex his charismatic politician muscles was just a treat to behold. So continue singing praises.
Dylan Baker, yes, I agree with you and on everything you said, and I think this is Dylan's tour de force. He deserves it. He's going to get the oopsie. But I definitely want to throw one out for Emmy Rossum, who really only because she had less to do loses out here. But at whatever 15, 14, however old she was, being able to be so connected, so in control of a scene. You know, she's emotional, she's crying, she's contained, like she's clearly a mature actress already. And you can sort of see why she headed Shameless and was able to, be the heart and soul of that show for 11 seasons. But yes, you are right. Congratulations to Dylan Baker. And way to enjoy your oopsies. Coming up next. You killed your podiatrist or blew the case, but you let a single tear run down your face. Oh, you're the best actor.
He really deserved it. He deserved that oopsie.
I hit the loop button. I was going to just clap forever.
So, welcome to Rod Livingston.
Yes.
To the episode.
Now oopsie eligible.
Yeah, and a great episode. And I feel like he's eligible this particular episode. Great counterbalance to Helen and part of the smoke show or what was it? The
steam team.
The steam team. He and Helen both, I think, worthy of a nod this episode. But I do think this is Cameron back at full Cameron and doing what she does best, which is laying into people when she needs to, giving excellent cross-examination, and really selling those scenes. And her journey, just her arc with her own friend and client this episode, had so many back and forths that I think she really got to flex a lot of her muscles. And wasn't her just being like grumpy or bitchy. They often kind of paint her in corners sometimes, and that wasn't the case this episode. I thought Cameron Manheim really had a great episode. And like we said last week, happy little bit still birthday week for you.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I agree. It's definitely Cameron's episode. And I think it was great to see Eleanor back in the courtroom crushing it. An interesting thing about this episode is that Eleanor made a kind of shitty mistake covering up, telling him to shower and sort of like leaning into their cover up. And which would have, well, you know what? I'm almost like re-adjudicating the MVL here because that was a pretty bad mistake too. But nonetheless, the typical excellence from Cameron. And welcome back. Congratulations, Cameron Manheim, on your oopsie. Coming up next.
The Tom Brady Award for being Tom Brady.
Well, since we weren't able to give Rod that, Rob Livingston?
Ron,
neither of the above. Ron.
Linda?
We couldn't we got to welcome him somehow in his inaugural episode. We must do it. And so I'm going to use this form to do so and and give Keith a fun task for number one. We're not going to kill Tom.
That's good. This is the season of not murdering Tom Brady
no
on
murders
Instagram.
for Tom. But we're going to start off equally explicit and go with office space nod. It's really a time to be done. Face Tom Brady. Face Tom Brady is this week's winner of the Tom Brady Award for being Tom Brady.
Okay. All right, we only have one more thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to announce how many spare tires this episode gets.
You know, it was a long episode. And I can't believe it's not even over yet. I hope it's not like last season where we had 5 episodes of the same case, but who knows? This one is compelling because it seems like we've wrapped it up. Maybe not with a nice little bow, but we definitely can't retry. We definitely can't retry the senator here because he accepted a plea and the case is up, open, shut, and closed. But that doesn't mean that you can't. I don't believe that double jeopardy means we can't accuse someone else of the same crime.
No, certainly not.
However, we would have trouble doing so because Eleanor it really can't rat her out, as what was told to her was in confidence. Although it's such a silly, like you said, they make mistakes all the way through. It's such a silly. Why even admit it now? Who cares? Like you got away with it. Why? Such a bad guy thing.
Why take that wild risk?
Yeah.
Well, although Eleanor was going to go after the daughter.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that I was interested in. I love a one case. I love that we got some the whole firm strategizing together. Great acting by Cameron. An incredible slate of guest stars. We got long hair Bobby. We got a new foil across the aisle in Ron Livingston.
Marsha.
I liked the episode, and the twists at the end didn't feel forced or overly dramatic, and they got me. I kept thinking I was such hot shit for figuring stuff out, but they definitely got me still. So all in all, a great start. I'm really excited about where we're going. I want to see how they're going to continue it. It feels for me like just 8.10.
8.10. Yeah. I mean, I agree with all the things that you said there. Incredible cast. I really like that it's a single case. The logic of the steps that the lawyers on both sides took, even though they made mistakes, like it all sort of held together. And I really like that. Great performances. I have a couple of things. The twist of him being gay and that being worthy of going to prison. He went to prison to hide that. It feels very dated. I mean, it feels like, today it really wouldn't, who cares? And the issue there is the infidelity, and had the senator been a like rabidly anti-gay senator, like you see, and pretty much half of every Republican is a rabidly anti-gay senator who's, gay. But so it felt like an awful long way to go for the whole family with like gay shame, which, realistically at the time, I mean, that phrase was true. I mean, that is what people said at the time. So I don't know if it's bumping me because we just live in a different time or because it was a little hard to push back then. I don't know. I have to think about it more. But, and I'm going to say this. You didn't get the twist, and you gave yourself a hard time for not getting the twist. But honestly, I think the episode overworked to hide that. And there's one specific scene where Marcia, it's that they're at the house with Eleanor and Bobby, and they're discussing stuff. And Virginia Madsen, is so upset, expresses being so upset that her husband was having the affair. And she, the line was like, I was fond of this person and Keith shot him, and sold that so well that it felt a little bit like you were anti-tipping your hand, where I don't think, knowing what the situation was, why would she do that? She's only talking to her lawyers. We don't need, like, why are they in conflict over that? It felt unrealistic that is what she would say in that moment. So the only reason it would be there is to throw the audience off the scent. And I think retroactively, it makes the scene not make any sense. The other thought that I had was about the flashbacks. And not just the...
Oh, no.
Oh, good Lord. Every time.
More things change.
Yeah, right.
You were saying about the flashbacks.
About the flashbacks. Obviously, like, I don't like the flashbacks. But what we saw a flashback this week that I think was unprecedented, because every flashback we have seen thus far has represented the truth. So if we saw it in a flashback, we were to trust that this is actually what happened. And this time, we saw a flashback of a lie. Because Keith Dillon was telling the story of him discovering the wife in the bed and shooting it, and we saw that in a flashback. And it was a lie. It wasn't true. So are we now not to trust the flashbacks, when up until this point, we have always been led to trust the flashbacks? That's
right. We see the wife in the bed in that.
We see the wife in the bed.
It's
we
shot
see him
from
coming in with the
POV.
gun.
So yeah.
And we see him with a gun and like sneaking up. And so that, I think, is unprecedented. And another way in which this episode worked too hard, straining its own credibility to not give away the twist. And that was a little sloppy.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit weird, and it monkeyed with the rules of the show. And I get why they did it. It was a great twist. I remember 20 years ago that twist and being, oh shit. Because I didn't see it coming either. And I probably would have, had they not worked so hard to do some sleight of hand storytelling. All of that said, I still really enjoyed it. Like, it's super fun. I really liked it. It's super fun. And I just sort of like tore it apart, but I'm giving it 8.37 tires.
Okay, there you go. So we meet there somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the math. So, guys, we, I can't believe it, but we have finally gotten our way through The Candidate. Season 6, Episode 1, Part 1 and 2. If you would like to talk to us about what you thought, you can reach us on email at outofpracticepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at outofpracticepodcast. You can check out our blog at outofpracticepodcast.blogspot.com. You can do us a huge favor, just like our new friend did this week, and join the jury. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or any other service. It makes a difference. Speaking of people who make a difference, the Out of Practice podcast is brought to you by generous donations from Leanne Wrights, Cloud Lover 69, Jorge Navoa, and Jennifer Matsanova.
Did you know you can actually join them? Ooh. And doing so couldn't be easier. You just click one of the two links in our show notes, which will bring
a couple of notes on your piano
that
like Harry Potter. They throw money at us
in order to finally send us money. Now, folks, you can also, it does help the show. It actually does. But I want to tell you, if you do have loud sex and you don't want people to think that you're being raped or murdered, Public service announcement, just tag those sounds of passion with some loud laser sounds.
I kind of want to hear that. How would they do that?
Hi, Keith's mom.
Laser sounds.